The big news today is Jupiter changing signs to go from Aries into Taurus. So we're going to be talking today about what that means, how it will bring a shift in energies. Every time an outer planet changes signs, we have a shift in background energies. So let's talk a little bit today about what that will mean, how it's going to help us shift from the Aries energy of action and conflict, right, into the more stable and peaceful sign of Taurus. I'm Marina Ormes, and this is your Astro Vibe for Tuesday, May 16th. Today the moon continues in Aries, so we have we've got that background energy of the outer planets, and then we also have the everyday energy of the moon that changes signs every 2 to 2.5 days. So with the moon, we have the mood of the day, and that mood of the day continues to be in Aries as it was yesterday. And yesterday I had some thoughts on a variety of different astrological energies, including the moon in Aries being one that makes us do things kind of impulsively. Like, it makes us act impulsively, it makes us take action and be reactive in ways that we don't think through. We don't necessarily consider all of the ramifications of what we're about to do. And that's the nature of Aries, right? We need that Aries energy sometimes to push us to move forward, right? To try things, right? If we didn't have that impulse to try things without always being prepared and always thinking things through, there are certain things we wouldn't ever be able to discover or learn about ourselves. So today we've got that moon in Aries, and we continue with the T-square I was talking about yesterday, and that pressure, the opposition between Mars and Pluto, which can bring intensity. It can kind of bring some intense feelings, some actions. It's not, it's Mars, which is the energy of the warrior, and Mars is about action. Pluto is about depth and power and acting from passion. So sometimes that combination can be kind of explosive. So we have that explosive energy, and then we have Jupiter in a T-square with both. So the two forming, Mars and Pluto forming an opposition, and then Jupiter squaring both planets. Jupiter, we could talk for weeks about that T-square. So we don't have time for that. But what we do have time for is to recognize that there's something going on, and that energy of Jupiter makes it bigger. It expands. It tends to feel like that leap of faith energy. So bringing that to some of those more explosive potentials of Mars opposite Pluto. Then we've got the moon in Aries. So the thing that's changing today is that Jupiter is going into Taurus, and that will be a different feeling. So whereas we have had Jupiter in Aries for the past year ish, right, on and off a little bit with some retrogrades back into Pisces and whatnot, but more or less for the past year, we've had Jupiter in Aries. Aries is, among other things, a sign that can bring conflict because we're not thinking things through. We're not tempering our actions, our words, our choices. We're just doing it. And we don't care whose toes we step on, or if we said it exactly the right way, or what's happening. So that energy of Jupiter in Aries can bring that kind of background theme of some conflict, some continued and ongoing actions that we are taking without caring, right? Action without caring. And with Jupiter in that sign, there's an expansion. It makes everything bigger. So it makes that Aries energy feel bigger. It makes us feel a greater sense of conviction in our beliefs and a willingness to take action on our beliefs, which also can create conflict because we may not believe the same thing someone else believes. And so we've had that for the past year. And as Jupiter shifts now into Taurus, my time, it's in the around 9 something in the morning, between 9 and 10 in the morning Pacific time. I'm on the West Coast. So when Jupiter shifts into Taurus, we go from that place of not caring what others think to the Taurus energy, which is about grounding. It's about creating stability. It's about connecting with the earth, with the predictable, creating the normal, creating routines that we can count on. So that feeling of groundedness, connectedness, connecting with the earth through our senses. And so now Jupiter is going to bring its expansive qualities into that area instead of into this feeling of, warlike energy, conflict, reactivity, not caring what other people think, acting without thinking, that kind of energy. So with Jupiter going into Taurus now for the next year, because Jupiter on average spends about a year in a sign, we're going to have now a shift in focus on not so much being willing to fight for our beliefs as being willing to build for our beliefs, create normalcy, create sustainability for things that we believe in, to focus on the tangible, to focus on the results we can create and how we can actually generate results through working with materials, working with what is here on the earth. So it could bring a shift to a more peaceful approach. And that's what we want to put our energy and thoughts and resources into. And so Jupiter in Taurus is also bringing expansion to themes of resources. So there we could be dealing with themes of, excess, themes of excess and how money and other resources are managed, and how to, hopefully work on equalizing the distribution of resources on the planet. I mean, that would be one perspective, one way to think about it. Again, all of these energies have a whole myriad variety of different qualities that we could explore. So these are general thoughts. With today's moon in Aries, we still have that impulsive feeling, that sense of needing to act, to take risks, to try things, but we hopefully are finding ourselves slowing down, calming down, getting more grounded, connecting a little more, and bringing that focus back to what does it feel like when we're actually putting that energy of action into creating more of a sense of stability and creating something normal, something we can count on, something we can depend on, that has some of the results we're looking for and trying to create. So that's what I've got for today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Ormes. Thank you for subscribing to this YouTube channel. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. I'm doing some amazing work with clients who are probably just like you, who have everyday problems and who want to do their own self-work to make a difference in their lives and create a better, a better life for themselves in terms of health, in terms of relationships, in terms of career, in terms of creative work, whatever the personal goals are that you have. We can get results when we focus on your chart and how it is showing you the best approaches for you to take in managing the issues in your very own life. So it's not a magic bullet, right? It's not like a pill that you take that makes everything better, but in some ways it is, because it gives you those answers, those insights that help you go, oh, if I think about it this way instead, then I can respond in a different way. Then I think of these other ways of being and doing my daily life. So it can be super helpful if you are interested in having some support with doing your own work on creating your life the way you want it. Really, really powerful stuff. Anyway, you can learn more about how to do that and work with me and get that kind of support at astrologyheals.com. You can start with a mini reading if you just want to get a taste of what I do and what it's like. That's a great place to start. You can also schedule a one-on-one session with me, which is a better way to work a little more in depth, where we can talk about some of the specifics of what's coming up in your life and get some support with that. And then if you're interested in really committing to yourself, I recommend the package of 5 sessions, which is still on special rate right now. So at this moment, it is still available to work with me for 5 sessions for $500, which is a real savings over the regular hourly rate. So check it out, astrologyheals.com, different options, different ways to work with me. You can always, if you have any questions, reach out to me and my team at info@astrologyheals.com. And thanks again for being here and for subscribing to the channel and to, sharing your thoughts and your comments. I love all the grateful, positive wishes that you all have been sending me. So thank you, and back at you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.